Okay guys, tonight, even though I started playing this guitar, we are reviewing a guitar from a company that I've seen a lot of reviews on, and I'm really not too sure what to really think about the company yet. I've never actually played one. I have high hopes. I've seen a lot of really good reviews on this company, so I'm really pulling for them. This is a very unbiased channel, so whatever I take out of this box, that's what you guys are going to see. He did know where the guitar was going, so hopefully he didn't do anything special to it just because it was coming here. I don't know if my reputation precedes me or not, but hopefully he didn't do anything special to it, and this is exactly the product that you would receive. All right, let me put this guitar on the stand, and I'll turn on the other camera, and we're going to put this box up here. The guitar has been here for a day and a half, 2 days, so it has acclimated to the house. I get it. It's not nitrocellulose, and you're like, well, you really don't have to acclimate it to the house. It is wintertime, so it's out in the UPS truck or the FedEx truck. It's best, guys. When you get it, I know, we want to tear, it's Christmas. You want to tear open the box. You want to get in there. You want to play the guitar. At least give it 24 hours. Let it sit in the house. Don't put it in direct contact of your furnace or your HVAC unit. Set it somewhere where it can just acclimate and sit. It's been in my house for 2 days, so we're well beyond the safety point of being able to open this box, and there's not going to be any ill effects to it. So let me put this guitar on the stand, and I'll switch cameras. And if you guys are having problems hearing me, best thing, just put in the chat, and then Linnell can yell in and say that you guys are having problems hearing me. I only have one channel strip, and that's on this microphone. This microphone here, it should be doing pretty good, but some nights, some people say that it sounds a little funny. But I do have both of them up and running. And here is the box from Tease. That is the guitar that we are checking out. And I will say this, it's in really good shape. I'm really surprised. When it showed up, this is one of the better boxes that I've received from the shipping company. Don't see any holes in the box. Nothing on the sides. It is, just so you know, a double corrugated box. That is something nice. Some Fireflies do come double corrugated and some don't. So basically what that means is there's a piece of paper, corrugation, paper, corrugation, paper. So it's twice as strong. So it's nice to see that in this guitar. It does make a difference. So I got my knife, and I can see that the box has been opened once before. And that's because Tease claims that when he receives the guitars, he goes over them. He checks them, makes sure that the guitar is in good condition. If he finds anything, supposedly he fixes it. So we've got the tape all cut off. Now this guitar, Steve, little guy in the chat with the wrench, this is his guitar. He paid extra for locking tuners, so he did opt for locking tuners, and he also paid for the pro setup. Now we can see right here, I do like this, we have some bubble wrap, and the guitar headstock is wrapped in the bubble wrap. There is a piece of foam at the end of the box, and that was in position. There is also a neck cradle, and it's also in a gig bag. And a little piece of foam just fell down there. So it had a piece of foam on the side, this side, and on the butt, also with bubble wrap. So I would say packaging wise, it's packaged very well. There's also a neck cradle. Now the neck cradle is not glued in the box. So sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not good. With this being in a gig bag, that's probably a good thing since it's in a gig bag. So let's first check out the gig bag. It's pretty cool. That is sewed in. That's quite nice. And if you don't know, I've been sick for a couple days, so if I'm sniffling, I apologize. So let's see if there's anything in the top pouch. So that's a big pouch. My hand goes all the way around to the base. It does have there's nothing in there, but it's a thick pouch. And it has the back straps, and then it has a handle here. Okay, now for what everyone wants to actually see, the guitar itself. So this zipper goes all the way around to here. Some gig bags, they stop right there. Makes it kind of hard to get the guitar in and out. So this one does go around past the headstock. So I do like that. And inside the guitar is still wrapped up again, which I kind of like. Now the bag itself, it's more of a dust cover. It has some padding. I'm going to guess maybe 3/16. It's quite thin. This feels like the material like parachute pants. Kind of feels like that. Nothing wrong with that. I use the Gator gig bags, a little thicker than this, and I consider those just to be dust covers. So this is a little thinner. So this is primarily just a dust cover. But it's nice that it comes with it. Something is better than nothing. Making all kinds of mess. Here we got a rubber band on the top. And we got our tool bag. So this must have the spoke wheel for the truss rod adjustment. Looks like 2 Allen wrenches and the tremolo bar. I always like pulling it down and looking at the headstock the first time. Looks like it's roasted. Steve can put in the chat whether it's supposed to be roasted or not. I am unfamiliar with this company. Says EB 942, 1.6 neck, 0.01, 0.015. Don't know what that means. I'm sure 9 to 42 is the string. I'm not too sure what he's talking about 0.010 and 0.015. But there is indicating marks right there. That could be action off the high E and low E, possibly. Blue painter's tape. I was looking at the chat. There was a couple of people saying that they had gotten some stuff that made them ill as well. So I think it is going around. So please excuse my sniffling.
Is the action.
Linnell is ill as well. So what are you trying to say, hon?
The numbers is the action.
Is the action height? Okay. She can barely speak. So looking at the guitar, first impressions. Well, first impressions is Steve paid extra. Now, the stock guitar, according to the website, is 18 to 1. But he paid extra money for locking tuners, and these are 18 to 1 as well. The point in the locking tuner is so you don't have to put a bunch of wraps around the posts. So let's never mind why we use locking tuners. Let's just put the string around the post like we do regular tuners. The point in the locking tuner is you feed the string through the locking tuner and you lock it. You don't need to do a full turn. The reason the string doesn't slip and stretch, because a lot of times when we first do this and we pull on the string, the wrap around the post isn't tight. So as you play the guitar, the string stretches and gets tighter around the post, which decreases the pressure of the string and the string goes out of tune. So when I'm doing locking tuners, I only bring the string up just a little bit. I try to get it about a half step down once the string comes back around and touches the other side. And some people say that's too much. 2 full wraps, 2 full wraps, 2 full wraps, 2.5 wraps, 3 wraps, and 3 wraps. So everybody does things differently, but usually when you do that, you want to feed the string through and lock it. It's supposed to be something to be fast so you don't have the wraps around the posts. So since this guitar is already set up, I just want to kind of play it. I want to see what the guitar sounds like just resonating. And it is not, he has definitely lowered the tune on it. So we're going to plug it up. And so you guys don't have to hear that, I'm going to turn the tuner off. So it looks like it's sent about a half step down, almost a full step. So I'm just going to do a real quick. Yeah, it's actually about a half step. That one wasn't quite a half step. So the higher strings are just a little out of tune. So I would say the string stretched on the posts. Okay. Feels nice. That's always a good sign. Okay, I'm going to unplug it. Now we're going to go over the general fit and finish on the guitar. It is really pretty. It's like a purple with a black. Has a black pick guard. And this is a 3-ply pick guard. It goes black, white, black. It's quite nice. So you feeling the edge of the guitar? So both spots here and right here, there are sanding errors. And since it's in the exact same location, I'm going to say that that is in the CNC program. It's not a smooth transition. It feels smooth, but I can feel a contour change. So that, I don't feel chatter. Yeah. A little bit right there. And right here. These are CNC errors. But it feels smooth. Looking at the round over on the guitar, let's see what the round over is. It does look like it has a pretty large round over. I'm going to say 5/16 because it's not touching on the 3/8 in the center, and it is touching on the quarter and the outside's off. So it's a 5/16 round over on the top. And it's the same on the back. So it has quite a large round over. We do have a belly carve right here. And this is a pretty abrupt angle change right here. So all they have done is just lightly sanded this transition. They haven't broken it very much at all. Feeling it, it's nicely done. I don't feel any chatter. I don't feel a weird slope where they took the DA sander in here and cut into it too much. That is nicely done. The radius is contouring to the body. So that chamfer is nicely done. Feeling this angle here. Oh, that feels nice. And you can see the 3/8 right here switches over. It's pretty tight right there. Yeah, it's switching over to an 1/8 inch round over in the heel. Yep, it's 1/8 through there. And we do have a little bit of a cutout right here. It's still quite thick right here though. So I don't know how much that's actually helping you. It's pretty much just for aesthetics. You're really not, you're not gaining anything, if that makes sense. Feeling a guitar like this, the guitar is butt heavy when doing the handshake, but it feels comfy. That this relief and this chamfer here makes it easy to grab. Pretty nice. If you're familiar with the channel, you know that I'm not a big fan of the big flat spot. Now, I get it. This guitar has a square heel, but there's a good 3/4 to an inch of space here. So keep that in mind, that the neck seat on the neck protrudes out from the body a good 3/4 of an inch. Feeling the neck to the body, that's perfect. That's a nice joint. This joint in here is nice. It's right here is the error. It basically does this. There's a little bit of a flutter right there. I'm going to say that's from the DA sander. Uh-oh. I think we have a cracked neck pocket. We do. The neck pocket on this guitar is cracked. Now, it could be in the finish. Oh no. Sorry, Steve. We have a hairline fracture coming out of this corner, going this way on the guitar. I am going to do a close-up, but this is a very dark color. So I doubt very seriously that the camera is going to pick it up. But I am going to pick the guitar up, and I am going to bring it to the camera. And I'm going to move it back and forth. Right from the corner going that way, there's a crack. Yeah. Now, is that in the wood? I don't know. It could be just in the finish. This is polyurethane, most likely. I kind of doubt that the urethane would just crack right there. Usually that's a sign that it took a bump, and that's the first spot that you're going to get a hairline fracture. I mean, would it ever cause a problem? I don't know. But it is cracked in the neck pocket. All right, going down the neck. These are ball-in frets. And the typical ball-in fret thing. The string, the E string gets hung up on the ball-in frets. Didn't that time, didn't that time, did that time. At one time I used to like ball-in frets, but this is the issue with ball-in frets. Now, would it do it when you're playing it? I don't know. If you're playing hard, sometimes the string will get hung up. The guitar plays nice. But I did this because I know, there, it did it again. I do that because I know ball-in frets. Some people love them. Just keep in mind if you, there, it did it that time. It seems to be this fret right here as an issue. Yep, it's hanging up on that one. And this one. It's a ball and fret thing. Just keep that in mind. When companies crow about ball and frets, just keep in mind, usually what you have to do is you have to come in here and you have to tap every one of these frets down, and you have to apply CA glue in the edge of this fret, and you have to fill that gap. Because what ends up happening, now this guitar has a lot of space between the high E and the end of the fret, so I don't think you would necessarily have a problem with it. But if you strum hard and that string bounces back and it gets underneath that fret, it'll hang up under the fret because they've cut the tang back. So the fret is sticking out. The tang is here and the fret is sticking out. So you have to nail that down. I know what you're thinking, well, conventional frets do that too. Right, but a conventional fret has a full chamfer. And when the chamfer is done, that chamfer is done right to the wood because the file is set at 20, 25, 30, 35 degree angle. So they keep chamfering that fret until they chamfer into that wood a little bit. So the angle, even though it might only be 128th of an inch or 64th of an inch of that neck, is chamfered to match that fret. So unless you get fret sprout, that fret isn't sticking out past. So when the string goes down over the neck, it's able to slide up past the fret because the two chamfers align because they were sanded at the exact same time. The ball and fret is done before it's put on the guitar. It's made to length, you cut the ball end, and then they set the fret to the guitar. So that's the first issue with the ball and fret. See, it just did it again. The next issue with ball and frets is the alignment going down the neck. It's not the best one that I've seen. It's not the worst one. The frets are doing that down the neck. That's just a ball and fret thing. You got to think. Let's say there's 0.2 millimeters of difference between these frets. I'm just throwing a number out. It could be 1 point or 0.15 or 0.25, whatever it is. The frets decrease in length as it goes down the fretboard. You have to cut that fret and arc it and mill this ball in perfectly. Perfectly. Now you've got them all cut perfectly. Now you have to perfectly set that fret in the neck. Because if you don't, and you put this one even 0.1 millimeters this way and the next one 0.0 millimeters this way, the frets do this down the neck. It is a extremely difficult thing to do. Why a budget guitar company would choose to do this, it's beyond me. It is much simpler to do a chamfered fret and you'll have less problems. But looking down it, they're not horrible. When I look down this side, it's better than this side. And what scares me about that is they should be the same. Like I see this fret right there is sticking out on this side. And on this side, it's pretty much flush with the other frets. So that's telling me that fret's just cut long compared to the fret behind it in front of it. This fret is long on this side and flush on that side. I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera or not. And I'm not picking on the guitar. If you go back and watch my Firefly videos, I say the exact same thing about the Firefly, about the Leo James, all of them that try to do it. I've had maybe 3 fireflies that were what I consider really good. The rest of them about to this level, if that makes sense. Guys, I'm just really picky. I'm telling you what I see in the guitar. So far, the ball and fret thing, that's typical. Neck pocket crack. Okay, let's get up here and start looking at the feel of the neck. The neck feels nice and smooth. It's very consistent. The finish work and stuff on the neck's nice. There's a couple little ghost marks in it. Like right here, there's a ghost. I'm not going to say too much about that because when I do neck work, sometimes I'll get a spot like that. Sometimes these spots can be really troublesome to get out. But there is a spot right there, right where my finger is. Everything else feels, super smooth, like super nice. There's one little spot right there. So that's, excuse me, like I said, I've been ill. That had to be in the last coat of finish and just was missed in the polish stage. Other than that one spot, the neck is stupid nice. It really does feel really nice. This feels like a UV finish. I could be completely wrong. It could be a 2K poly, but it feels like a UV finish. UV finish is much harder than a poly's the cheapest. Then 2K is a little better, and then UV is the best. And the reason UV is the best, when you spray UV on the neck, you hit it with the UV light, it's instantly hard. Instantly hard. So you don't get the dust, you don't get the debris in your finish. It's instantly hard. It is a much more durable finish as well. That's why a lot of companies now are switching to it. There's less finish time on the back end because you don't have to worry about dust in the plant getting in the finish. It literally sprays it and then the light crosses it. Within 10 seconds, the neck is dry and ready for sanding. So you can put the first coat on this neck, spray it, UV it, and sand it all within 5 minutes. And the only reason I'm saying 5 minutes is you got to walk it over to the sanding department to have it resanded. You could take it right off the rack, sand it, hang it, spray it, UV it again, and it's done. But this feels like a UV finish. It feels really nice. Looking at our tuners, I just messed with the tuners. The tuners feel really smooth. Let me just deliberately take the E out. The tuners feel nice. Take the E all the way down. That's just one string. Let's play with them all and see what we get. Here's our E. Let's try our A. A feels good. And the ratio feels nice. When I move the tuner back and forth, and I want to bring, if you can see the tuner here, well, just a little out of frame, isn't it? if you watch the strobe tuner there, so I'm just going to barely turn it, and I'm waiting for it to make a change, waiting for it to make a change. The tuner feels predictable. So when you're getting close, now right there, that's a slip. That wasn't in the tuner, that's in the nut. Tuners feel nice. So if you're buying one of these guitars, Steve told me it was $35. I have no idea what the stock tuners feel like, but for $35, just pay the extra $35 and get these tuners. I know these feel nice. They are locking tuners, so you should be in good shape. We do have 2 string trees here. These are not staggered tuners. Some people talk about staggered tuners. I don't really get the purpose on them on some of these guitars. I know it's supposed to change the angle of the string, but you can't stagger the post that much to make that much of a difference anyway. So I think the string trees is the better way of going. We do have 2 string trees on this one, and these are the round ones. It's not the butterfly. I prefer these far more than the butterfly tuners string trees. So nice that you get that on a $179 instrument, and that is stock. So it's just the tuners that were upgraded. That's nice. I can feel the Tease logo, and feeling our nut. The bottom of the nut is perfect to the neck, and the top is out a good over 1 millimeter. So it is not sanded to the neck. And of course we have ball-in frets, so there are no sharp fret ends. Looking at the polishing on the frets, I mean, they feel smooth. This is one that I would say the average person would like these frets. If you like a highly polished fret, this is probably not going to be the fret for you. They are not highly polished, but they are polished. They feel smooth. But they all have just it's not what I call polished, if that makes sense. It's not a high polish, but they are polished. I'm not really seeing any, I'm looking at it quick. Not really seeing any tooling marks in the frets. Nothing at least that's jumping out at me. It's almost like a matte sheen that the frets have. Almost like what you would get if you used a fret eraser or one of the 3M Scotch-Brite pads, or they were polished out with 4-aught steel wool. You would get kind of like this finish. But they feel smooth. They have a nice smooth feel to them. Okay. That's going to about do it for our fit and finish, guys. The only thing I see so far is a cracked neck pocket. So let's see what we got on the stock pickups. tones all the way up, volumes all the way up. Starting out in our bridge position. Okay. On 20K ohms, they're reading 3.85. Let's check the Henrys. So that's over half. Yeah. Everyone knows a half is the cutoff. But I wasn't, I was hoping it wouldn't be that, but I was kind of expecting it at this price point. So basically what they've done is they've overcharged the magnets in the pickups, and they've lessened the copper wrapping around the coil. And being that we're only at 3.84, that's telling me there's not a lot of copper on the pickup. So again, 20K ohm, we're at 3.84, and our Henrys is 1.63. It's borderline, guys. That's a high Henry reading. It's borderline. But all numbers don't matter. It depends on what it sounds like. So in our second position, which is going to be our bridge and our center pickup, we got 1.99. And this one is a little below half at 0.8281. So just a fraction below half. Our center position, which is reading hotter than our bridge position, we have 4.06, 20K ohm. 20H, we have 1.52. So this pickup is testing like a nice pickup. See what I mean? That's giving a good reading. So we're at 4.06. So the bridge in this guitar should sound quite warm, according to the numbers. Let's go up to our center position and neck. 20K ohm, we're at 2. And our Henrys, so just a fraction below half at 0.78. So that should sound pretty decent. And our neck pickup is 3.88. And our Henrys is coming in at 1.51. So it's a little below half. So it just seems like the bridge is the culprit in this one. Let's double check the bridge one more time. Yeah, it's the lowest number. I mean, it's not that much difference, but the Henrys are higher and the ohm rating is lower than the neck. So always write your pickup readings down. These are, stronger magnets, less windings. Okay. Want to check the neck relief. So this guitar does have a little relief. It's not much. It's probably right around 0.2, 0.3 millimeters of relief. So it's pretty much straight. And now we're going to check our action height. First we're starting with Imperial on our 12th. I'm going to say that that is right at 0.063064, or high E is right at 0.060. And for you metric guys, I haven't forgot about you. And metric, and you guys can cross-reference how well I can read gauges. On the 12th, 1.75. Probably like 1.7. Yeah, 1.75. This one could be like 1.65, somewhere in that ballpark. Okay, can't go into squirrel mode, but let's check the factory setup as far as our fret level. And the frets feel slick. Whenever I put the tool on a guitar, I can tell the frets. The frets are slick. Fourth fret above the A string. Fourth fret's a little high above the A. Just a little bit below. And below the E string it's high. And above the E string. And I am deliberately going back and forth on the fret to make sure we don't have a low fret. So there's our high fret. And it is not rocking. Oh. So on our fourth fret below our A, it is not right dead center. It is not rocking, but if I move it forward, there's a rock there. Under the A, there's a rock on the fifth. And when I move it forward, there's a little bit of a rock there. So that means a low fret. Above the A on the fourth, there's a rock. If I scoot it forward to the fifth, it's solid. So it's just one little spot here. Someone was just a little too aggressive on, whether it was from the factory or whether it was touched up doing a high fret repair. And our fifth fret is rocking a lot. Between the D and the G, it's pretty bad. Wow. And it completely disappears right above the B string. Moving on. And again, seventh fret below the A, it's rocking. Rocking between the D and the G, above the B, solid below the B, solid at the E. So I'm going to move back a fret. It's solid, rocks, solid. So that is a high fret. There's no low fret. 8th fret below the B, there's a rock. Gets worse under the E string. Really bad under the E string. Pulling forward, no rock. So that one's a high fret. Exact same above the B. Disappears between the D and the G. Another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th fret between the D and the G. Wow, that one's really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11th fret below the E. Above the E. Below the B. Solid above the B. Fourteenth fret above the E, below the B, above the B, between the D and the G, below the A, the whole fret. Whole fret's bad. Solid, solid above. So that is a high fret. It doesn't rock in the position behind it or forward. Eighteenth fret, B and G, really bad. Above the B. The whole fret except under the high E string. That one is a high fret because it didn't rock in front of it or behind it. 22nd fret, high, below the low E, still high. Really, 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 really high between the D and the G, above the B. I'm going to say we're an honest channel here. I get it. The guitar, I just said the guitar plays nice. It does. It feels nice in the hands. But the frets aren't level. Are you going to have a problem with it? I don't know. Depends on how low you put the action. I was reading the Tease site. It said that, they'll correct any frets that cause a playing issue. Well, I could have a horrible fret and raise the action. It's not going to cause a playing issue. I can. I can take a guitar from Sears and Roebuck and crack the action up. It's not going to be a playing issue. So if someone buys this guitar and they really slam the action, are they going to have problems with this guitar? A couple of these frets are bad enough, yes, you'd have a problem with it. At the action height that it's set at right now, you might not have a problem. 90% of the people might not have a problem with this. It's your wording. Okay, I get it. It's a $179 guitar. The fret level's bad. And I get it, guys. I'm picky. And I'm not being picky. These are bad spots. Holy shit. That sumbitch is moving a 1/16 of an inch at the top. It can still play nice. Maybe it's a bad one. I got a cracked neck pocket too. I spoke to Steve on the phone, and I told him I really wanted to I do like the guitar. I think it's a beautiful guitar. And if it sounds nice, I'm going to tell you that it plays nice. Because I can already tell it plays nice. It does play nice. And you also have to keep in mind it's a $179 guitar. Now this one, with the Pro setup and the tuners, it's $265. We'll see what it sounds like. I'm not going to say Firefly's better. I'm not going to say Leo James is better, because it's Leo James has the exact same issue with their guitars on the fret leveling. I have received Fireflies that are exactly like this, but the pickups are awful. So maybe this thing's going to sound good and it plays good. That's more what 99% of the people want. They just want a guitar that plays good. My job is to point out what I'm seeing. Now, if you don't care about any of these issues, it's a $179 guitar. If it plays good and it sounds good, what the heck? Me personally, I would not. Yeah, that's cracked. So the cracked neck pocket didn't take a bump so hard that it vibrated the neck and the frets got loose. All right, before I say something I shouldn't say, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we can weigh the guitar and see what we get. I want people to understand it's a $179 guitar. You have to import it. You're expecting a man to set the guitar up. And I've said it before, there's no way the man makes any money. Is it acceptable? It's a $179 guitar. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break. This channel's about honesty, and I will be completely honest about how it plays. When I play it unplugged, I feel it resonating against my chest. That's a good thing. It has a nice vibrant sound out in the room unplugged. That's usually a good sign. Even if it has poopy pickups in it, if a guitar has a nice ambient sound unplugged, usually that means it's going to sound good. Or if you put good pickups in it, it's going to be a really nice sounding guitar. So when we come back, let's plug it in and see what the guitar sounds like. Okay, guys. Let me move my microphone here. So everybody knows I'm a smoker. This is a real life channel. I work hard for a living. I do not do YouTube for a living. I don't depend on Ibanez or Alesis or Digitech or Egnator or PV or anybody else to support this channel. You guys support the channel. And in turn for that, I try to show you guys how much I respect that. This channel has done nothing but lose money since the day it was started. In the business world, this is the worst business model anyone could possibly have. That's why I don't do it for a living. Because as soon as I do it for a living, then I'm kind of locked in to keeping people happy. I don't want to be that channel. But YouTube is full of that. Oh, it's better than Gibson, better than Fender. Why are you wasting your money here? I see so much clickbait crap on YouTube, it's not even funny. This channel was really started because I was so sick and tired of clicking on everyone just praising junk. And I'm not saying that that's what this is. What I'm saying is this is an honest channel. And what I'm pointing out is what I'm seeing on this guitar. Is every guitar going to be this way? Absolutely not. I can already tell you it's not. There's going to be some maybe worse, and there's going to be some that are definitely better. The only thing that really gets me, and I will speak my peace of mind, is that I did a really fast inspection. I just pulled this thing out of the box, okay? And I'm looking over it, and I see a neck crack. Now, the person that got this guitar paid for a pro setup. It's hard for me to imagine that someone that did a setup on the guitar didn't see a crack in the neck pocket. That to me is a little hard for me to fathom. I'm not saying it obviously happened. And I'll give Tease the benefit of the doubt that if he saw that, he wouldn't have sent the guitar. With that being said, how much time was actually spent reviewing the fit and finish on the guitar when it was pulled out of the box? Could it have happened in the shipping to my house? I guess it could have. But the box looks like it's in good shape. I'm not seeing damage on the box. It'd be different if I saw a big dent in the box or a hole in the box or something that made me think that the box was mistreated. My point in the beginning of the video was I was surprised at how well the box looked. I was surprised at how well it was packaged. With the extra bubble wrap and everything that's in it, I find it hard to believe that that damage happened in the shipping from New York to Virginia. That's all I want to say about it. I'm going to put this guitar, as far as fret level, in line with Leo James. It did have one spot that's low, and I'm gonna put that, maybe a fret kisser was used to offset that one fret at the very beginning. I don't know. It's only one spot. When you move a fret rocker, if it rocks on one fret, and you move it back a fret or forward a fret and it rocks again, that's something you never want to see. I would rather have 5 high frets than one fret that rocks, and then when I move it up one fret, it rocks again. That means I got to level every fret. That's the only way to fix it. You got to level them all. You got to bring all the frets down to the lowest point. And this guitar has one of those. It also has at least, I lost track. By the time I got to the 12th fret, I was already getting a little frustrated. The only guitar I've had on the channel that has felt like this was a Leo James. The Leo James would hang up the string just like this one's doing. Some of the Fireflies do it as well. Never had a problem with Grote doing it, but Firefly, Leo James both had problems with the strings hanging up on the ball and fret. That's not a Tease issue, that's a ball and fret issue. The fix is to drive the ball and fret down very tight on both ends of the fretboard and just CA glue the piss out of it. That's the only way I've been able to correct that issue here at the shop when I receive Leo James or Firefly guitars and I resell to you guys. That doesn't mean the problem is permanently fixed. It's just the nature of the beast. So I just wanted to bring this up. So let's weigh the guitar, see what the guitar weighs, and then we're going to plug it in and see what the guitar sounds like. As far as ceramic pickups, I don't know if the pickups are ceramic in it or not. I actually like the sound of ceramic pickups. Everyone says Alnico pickups are better. Well, believe me, you can get a crappy Alnico pickup, whether it's a 2, 3, 4. There's different degrees of crappiness. You can get a crappy ceramic. You can get a nice ceramic. You can get a crappy Alnico. You can get a nice Alnico. So don't qualify a pickup. One of my favorite pickups is ceramic. Some of my other favorite pickups are active. So each pickup has a different quality to it. Maybe you're just not a ceramic guy. I hear people say, I don't like actives because they're bright and they're really attacky. That's just an active pickup. That's why bass players like them for slap bass, because they got a lot of attack and a lot of bite. That's why you see them on bass. I liked them on guitar. But ceramic on distortion, a good ceramic pickup, I think, just has a quality to it. So if the guitar has good ceramic pickups on it, that doesn't mean that it's not as good as an Alnico. They're all different tastes, if that makes sense. You know, you can mix match components too. But what I'm seeing in the reading of these pickups, I'm just feeling that these are the magnets are higher charged with the less windings. That's what I'm seeing on the winds. Is it horrible? No. It's not. Anything above a half is definitely a cheap pickup. These are coming in under a half, okay? But the number's right at that point where they're kind of skating that line, if that makes sense. So let's take the guitar, let's plug it in, and try to get some sounds out of it. And our amplifier of choice is a little Yamaha, so I'm not taking a $200 guitar and plugging it into a $10,000 rack mount. I don't know who would do that. I like my rack amp. Not hiding anything. You saw that I tuned it, now I'm retuning it. And And I'm sure these strings are new because the setup fee was paid on this guitar. And I literally just pulled it out of the box. And that's not the guitar's fault, that's my fault. I've always had an issue with Strats and me hitting the volume knob. It's got a nice feel to it. They've got a little, it's got a little funny tone to it. So this is our bridge position, and I've switched it over to clean. So we're using a little reverb, a little echo, and just a little bit of chorus. And I'm going to set my EQ to 50%. All the way across. So bass, middle, treble is exactly at 12 o'clock. It's a little bitey. Let's go up to our second position. Second position sounds pretty good. Let's go up to our middle pickup. This was the pickup that actually tested the best as far as the Henrys and the K rating. center pickup. Nice pickup. This is our fourth position. This is doing our neck and our center. Fourth position always sounds good on a Strat. Let's go up to our fifth position. I think pickup wise and clean, it's the bridge pickup. It's a little quacky. Here's our bridge. It's quite thin. I'm not really familiar with Strats, but shouldn't one of the tone knobs control the bridge pickup? Neither tone controls the bridge. Linnell, can you tell me if anyone responds to that? On a Strat, does the bridge pickup just not controllable by either one of the two tones? I thought it was this tone. I thought it was this tone here. Nothing on that tone. Nothing on that tone. Nothing?
It says no, classic Strat, no tone on bridge.
No tone on the bridge. Yeah, it's a little crisp on the bridge. Yeah, I'd say the bridge pickup's the weaker of the group. Let's go up to crunch. I was playing that note because I was hearing. Second position. The bridge pickup and the center pickup don't play well together. I don't know what it is. It's something. I like it in the third position. Let's go down to our second. Let's try to. Makes it worse. This is our center position. Fourth position. Fourth position, or actually fifth. All right, let's take it up to a gain setting. So in the fifth position, instantly you can tell it gets a little muddy sounding. fourth position. Third position. They all kind of sound a little muddy. Bridge position. It's got bite, it's just muddy. All right, let's try to play with the EQ, try to clean it up a little bit. We're no longer at 50%. I'm cutting the bit a little bit. Whammy bar time. And FYI, in case anyone, there is no spring in the goodie bag. So usually with this type of tremolo, you want a spring. You put the spring down in the tremolo, and that takes the slop out of the bar. But there's no spring. Typical Strat, it'll get hung up on the cord, and that's not this guitar, it's all Strat. Seems to work pretty good. It's holding tune. I'm not hearing the strings pop. the notes die quick. When you go to the B, it has a good feel when playing it. I'd say the pickups, and I would say at $179, the pickups are the weak link in the guitar. Um, but the guitar has a good playable feel to it. If you don't pick it just right, it's a little hard to get a harmonic. It's not quite as responsive. Yeah, it's a little hard to do the pull-offs on. It requires you to flick the string a little more. I'm not sure why that is. It plays nice. I think the pickups are a little weak in it.
How does it compare to the Jet?
To the Jet, the Jet's a much better guitar. The Jet's a far better guitar. The pickups in the Jet are better. The feel of the Jet is better. But you have to keep something in mind, guys. The Jet map price is $600. Okay, this is with the tuners in the setup, this guitar is only coming in at like 270. So that's it's kind of an unfair comparison, if that makes sense, because it's twice the money. Comparing this to the Purple Firefly, the Ash Firefly that we did a review on about a year and a half ago, I'd say the Firefly is just a little better than this guitar. The Firefly played a little easier to get harmonics out of. I'm going to put this guitar, I mean, it plays fine, but don't let that this is my opinion, okay? The playability of the guitar is fine, okay? For my playing style, a Strat with the volume knob just isn't my thing. How it plays, it's fine. It takes more effort to play the guitar than I'm used to. So I find myself trying to over fret the note. It takes more effort. And there you can hear the high fret. If you lowered the action on this guitar, there would be some problems down here. It feels high to me down here. The way it frets up here, it frets fine up here. When you get past, starting right here, the action feels funny for me here down. But if I played the guitar for a day, it wouldn't be an issue. It's just a little high compared to what I'm used to. If it wasn't for the cracked neck pocket on the guitar, I would say this is a nice guitar for $270, even with all the fret issues. But being said it has a crack in the neck pocket like that, no. This guitar needs to be sent back to Tease for a replacement. Even if it is a hairline crack, cracks do nothing but get larger. Every season change that comes and goes, the wood contracts and expands, and that crack is going to continue to go through the body. Even if it's a crack in the finish, I just wouldn't take the chance on it, if that makes sense. I would return the guitar for a replacement due to the crack in the neck pocket. As far as everything else, I don't really see what all the hype's about. It's equivalent to a Firefly. It's equivalent to a Leo James. I'm not going to say it's any It's not any better or any worse than a Leo James. I'm going to say it's at about a little under the Fireflies. Okay, I've gotten some bad Fireflies. Okay, now I've only done one Tease, so I'm going to put this right in the mid of the Fireflies. Okay, I would expect at bare minimum this or better from Firefly, if that makes sense. I've just gotten used to maybe Firefly's changed. I want to qualify that because I haven't reviewed one in a while. But the ones that I reviewed had better fret leveling than this guitar. But a lot of the Fireflies had issues with the string hanging up under the fret. Now, me playing this guitar, I did not have one string hang up under the fret. Now, see there, it just hung up by me flicking it. But me playing it, I didn't have that problem. And some Fireflies and Leo James, especially the Leo James that if you go back and look at the Monsoon videos, as I was playing it in the demo, it hung up under the fret 2 or 3 times. That didn't happen this time. But that is dependent on your playing style. If you're doing a lot of hard strikes, yeah. Hangs up right there. So the only way sometimes you got to pinch it and pull it up. But playing it, I didn't have that problem. I'm not going to lie to anybody. For that asking price, I've kind of gotten used to this, if that makes sense. I mean, you got to stop and look at it 2 different ways, guys. Go to McDonald's and buy a Big Mac meal. Things have gotten expensive. Look at your electric bill. Look at what you pay for your car insurance every month. Things have gotten expensive in the last 4 or 5 years. The day of super cheap stuff, I think, is gone. So we have to look at $279. Is this a bad instrument? It's not. What I want to say is, everyone talking about it's better than a Fender, it's better than a Gibson. It's not a Fender. It's not. It's nowhere near the quality of a Fender. It's not. It doesn't sound like a Fender, doesn't feel like a Fender, doesn't play like a Fender. That's because it's not a Fender, it's a Tease. It's a $279 guitar. So if you're thinking about buying one of these and you think that you're going to buy this and it's going to be as good as a Fender American or a Fender Player, you're lying to yourself. The Fender Player is a better guitar. I'm actually going to say the Fender Standard is a better guitar. Now, it should be. It's a $600 instrument. I'm not picking on Tease. The Fender Standard should be a better guitar. It's twice the cost. What I'm saying is when you see these reviews and they're comparing it to it and they're telling you it's as good, they're lying to you. The pickups aren't as good. The fret leveling is not as good. The one thing I will say, the tuning keys on the guitar I think are really nice. They feel smooth. He paid an upcharge for that. I don't know what the stock tuning keys feel like, but these tuning keys do feel nice. There's very little slop in the center, and there is a little slop. Every tuning key has just a little bit of slop. This one is definitely acceptable for the upcharge. $35 to get that tuner. I wouldn't even just pay them the extra $35 and get these tuners. Do that and count on putting some decent pickups in it, and hope that you get one with a little bit better fretwork. But the frets feel good. But if you're going to slam the action on this guitar, you're going to have issues with with the frets the way they are. There's a couple frets on this guitar that are really bad.
Can it be a finish, stress, crack, as those type of guitars are notorious for?
It could be. I said that earlier. It could be just in the finish, but I can feel the crack. If I take my fingernail, I can feel the crack. And my first thought is it's a urethane crack, but it's coming right out of that corner joint. Um, Even at $279, I wouldn't accept it. It could be just a finish crack. It might not be in the wood. But if it was your $300, would you not return it? I would. I get it. It's $279 guitar, but I don't want to crack, especially not there. Now, if it had a scratch here, you know, I'd be okay. But where that's at, right there in that neck pocket, crack right here. It's right in the corner, right where my fingers point. That's a bad spot. Maybe it is just a urethane crack, but where it's at, I wouldn't accept it, if that makes sense. I would accept a scratch. I go, okay, it's a budget guitar. It's got a blemish in the finish. I can deal with it. But the overall finish on the guitar isn't that bad. I mean, I do see a spot right here and here in the glue line seams. That's usually a sign. If you take a board, okay, you got one board, it's 6 inches wide, and I cut the board in a 2-foot piece. Okay, 2 foot, and I take the next 2 foot and I glue it to that, and the next 2 foot and I glue it to that. It's a similar board. They come out of the same board. When you glue those up, you'll have less likely of a chance of this happening. When you're in a mass production plant and they just cut a bunch of 2-foot boards and they throw them up on the shelf, you might pull this board and they come from 2 completely different stock pulls or 2 completely different boards. When you glue those up, that'll cause that issue. That's why if you listen to Kiesel, when they cut a body, it's always half. And the left side and the right side's taken out of the same stock. They're trying to minimize that reaction. And I see it right here. I didn't point it out in the review because it's a $270 guitar. But I do see it. I see it in the light. And I know what causes that. It's 2 dissimilar pieces of wood glued together, acclimating differently to the house. But it's acceptable at this price point. I am picky, but there are things that at this price level it is what it is, if that makes sense. Just like this right here. I'm just pointing it out. If you think this transition needs to be perfect, it's not. I feel the code error in the programming here. I feel it. I feel it here. I feel it right here. But it's a $279 instrument. I point out all these things because someone might be really picky about this, someone might be really picky about the frets, someone might be really picky about the pickups. If I had my choice and Firefly had their Strat with the 3 pickups in it, and I think they're usually going for like $250, $269, I think I would get the Firefly based on what I'm seeing with this one. Linnell's here. She can have talk. So let me open the chat.
String alignment to the board.
What's this?
How's the string alignment to the board?
Well, didn't check that, but that's a good call. So the neck on this guitar is not set. So the neck is shifted this way in the guitar. There's more space on the high E side than the low E side. And this side of the frets Looks like the Atlantic Ocean going down it. I mean, that's a ball in fret thing. I get it. I've really gotten to the point where I almost consider that unacceptable because I've kind of stopped reviewing Firefly. I mean, if you're a Firefly fanboy, I get it. It's an inexpensive guitar. If you're a Tease fanboy, I get it. It's an inexpensive guitar. Me working on guitars and being a woodworker, when I look down the neck and I see the frets doing that, it just bugs me. And this one really isn't bad considering some that I've seen. This is one of the good ones, but the frets do wave down the neck. That's just a ball in fret problem. But is it a horrible guitar? It is not a horrible guitar. I see it is worth the money. It's worth the asking price. My big thing is don't think you're buying something that you're not buying. You're buying a budget guitar that has budget pickups in it. Okay? That's what it is. The pickups in the guitar are this guitar's weak point. I think if the frets were level, the guitar would probably not choke out and lose its sustain the way it does. The guitar does seem to lose sustain. And the action's not super low on the guitar. So,
It's $179.
well, not this guitar.
Oh,
Yeah, you can buy this guitar for $179. But this guitar had a pro setup and they added locking tuners for $35. So this guitar is $270. So with the pro setup and the locking tuners, it's worth that. It is. I don't see, with the frets being as out of level as they are, I think the $50 pro setup was probably a waste of money because you can only do so much setup wise with a guitar if the frets are doing this down the neck. The locking tuners, I could see that. These are nice tuners. So if you just bought the guitar and put locking tuners on it and you're handy and you want to purchase a guitar that's going to put it like $210 with shipping, yeah. Just understand that when you get one, you may have to take the strings off the guitar and do a front level and a recrown and put pickups on it. At $210, you're buying a neck and a body that's pre-finished. Again, I'm fair, guys. I'm not a person that is going to shun something. Can you buy a neck and a body for $200? You know, that's what you got to look at. I just want to make sure everyone understands this particular guitar. It's a $270 guitar. That's what it is. I don't think it's a horrible product, but it's a $270 guitar. And this one, the one that I have in my hands right now, has a lot of high frets and has one low fret and has a crack in the neck pocket. So I'm not going to give it 5 stars, guys. I'm going to give this guitar, on the budget guitar scale, I'm going to say it's a 50-50. There's nothing special about the guitar. It is right in line with all the other budget instruments. And I'm going to put it midfield. There's better out there that I've played for about the same money, if that makes sense. The Valgoa didn't have these problems with the frets, but it had really bad pickups. I think the pickups in this guitar are better than the Valgoa, but the fretwork was better. So that's what you're going to run into. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Understand what you're purchasing and know that you're going to have to put some work on it. And I don't think anyone buying this guitar that really is buying it is expecting it to be a Fender player too at that price point. Just understand you're most likely going to have to put pickups in it, and you're most likely going to have to do some fret leveling. But other than that, the roasting on the neck, it's very nice. The finish on the guitar is nice. I'm not really seeing anything. There's a couple little chatter marks here or there, and I don't really bring them up because it's a $270 guitar. But there's some chatter marks here from the router. I mean, I can really tear the guitar apart, but I'm trying to be fair at this price point. I think it's fine for the price point. This one here, though, I would return and get a replacement to the neck crack. If you know the channel, guys, this is just one guitar, and the Tease fanboys, you can post your comments down below. I have no affiliation with Tease, so it's not going to hurt my feelings whether you call them a piece of junk or you say they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. This particular one, that's my thoughts on it. I don't think it's a bad guitar. I think if you want a $200 guitar, buy this guitar with the locking tuners. Don't pay for the setup. Just buy it, do your own setup, and understand you're buying a $200 guitar. Maybe put some Wilkinson pickups in it, or a set of guitar head pickups in it. Do a fret level, and if you did all that yourself, you're still going to have under $300 in it. I think it'd be okay. It's a cool color. But for me, I always hit the volume knob. And I want to say, if you're not playing high gain stuff and you're on clean, the pickups aren't bad in clean. I think you could EQ these pickups out. So if you're doing clean stuff, you could probably just stick with the stock pickups. But if you want to put some gain behind it, these pickups seem to fall apart with gain. I could take that sound on the backside processing, EQ it. I could make it sound good. They just seem to fall apart on high gain. Well, on crunch, they don't do too bad on crunch. I mean, it's not a horrible. It's not horrible. You gain it up just a little bit more. See, it still has that quack to it. See, now it's starting to get a little mud to it. There's just very little note separation. The middle pickup is the best pickup in the guitar. And the middle pickup's the best one. And the meter told me that. But listening to it, and it's it's responsive if I. It's that the middle pickup's the best pickup. The bridge is a little bitey, and the neck's a little muddy. Just my thoughts. Anyway, if you bought one of these and you had a completely different experience with it, please leave some comments down below. This is one instrument, guys. I'm explaining what I'm seeing on this particular instrument, and that's what I found with it. This guitar, with anyone that is a guitar player, I feel would return it due to the crack in the neck pocket, and that's a shame because all in all, the guitar plays nice. It's got a nice feel to it. If I was torsion at Tease, I would call his company. Even if he's got to raise his price $50 every guitar, get your fret leveling under control. That's very important. It doesn't matter how much of a setup you do on a guitar. If you have poor fret leveling, you have a poor guitar. Period. Call your company, tell them, I will pay you X more, but I want my frets level. And then when someone pays you extra to do a fret level or a pro setup, you'll really be able to fine tune that instrument. You really can't do much with a guitar setup wise if the frets aren't right. So pay a little bit more money on the front end. I'm sure your customers are not going to care if they have to pay $40 or $50 more for a product if the frets are level. That's just my opinion. Or come out with a different series of guitars and say, look, this is the bottom of the barrel guitar, and we have our, plus model that we guarantee the frets are level or something like that. But it's hard to do a setup on a guitar when you have so many frets that are out of whack. And this guitar had at least 8 or 9 frets that are high and one low. I'd have to go back and look at the video. It was enough to where I was about ready to throw the front rocker and just give up. So that's pretty bad. Anyway, again, if you had a different experience, leave some comments. And I hope everyone has a great Christmas. This is our standard stream night. Thursday night is review night here. So it's not a special Christmas thing. We review guitars here every Thursday night. If you haven't already, please go down, hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. You guys don't realize how much hitting that subscribe button and the like button helps. It really pushes the video out for new people to find the channel. I'm really trying to be a different type of channel to where people know what comes out of here is the truth. It's not hype. It's not anything other than what you get in the box, just like this one. So if you're a manufacturer and you want to send us a guitar, all you got to do is go to the main page, email's there. It's a very honest, open forum here. Tease, if you're listening, these are my suggestions. Get your fret leveling under control. As far as that, the setup on the guitar seems to be to the spec that Steve asked it for, so good job. The extra charge on the fine tuners, the tuners seem nice. Good job. I think you've got a nice product, but I would call your vendor and see if they can get the fret leveling under control. That's a must-have. You have to have good frets, level frets, to do setup, especially if you're offering a pro setup. It's hard to do if your frets are out of whack. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, man, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. And we're going to have another live show probably tomorrow. We're going to do something a little special tomorrow. So tune in for that. I got some special things I want to show you guys. Hope everyone has a great Christmas. Hope Santa Claus was good to you. And We'll see you tomorrow or Saturday. Hopefully tomorrow, though.